Hey CFOs, I have a question for you. How do you empower an accounting team to meet organizational goals that you can't share with them? So, for example, you may be going through a merger or an acquisition, filing bankruptcy. It could be several things, or honestly, just doing research on a company, period. And the team knows that something is up, but you're not able to share with them what exactly is going on. How are you currently handling that type of situation? So I've learned from being in private equity and working with privately held companies for over 15 years that oftentimes you aren't able to discuss these type of changes or transitions until the paperwork is signed, the final decisions have been made, basically the deal is done. But by then your team has already started to build all of these different assumptions. Everybody's going to get fired. Why can't anybody answer any of my questions? What's going on? Am I going to get fired? There are all of these different things that are happening within the team, and rightly so. They know something is up, but they just don't know what. And you know something is up, but you can't tell what. So, how do you combat that? Well, I have a couple of different ways that I suggest you can handle it. One, provide a little bit of context. No, you can't say what is happening within the deal. You can't say who the involved parties are, time for. There are a lot of things you cannot say. However, it is okay. Well, you know what is okay to say to the team, and just be honest. You know what? I don't have a lot of information that I can share right now because things are still in progress, but we may be looking at some transitions or changes within the company. That doesn't mean for everyone to go jump ship, but it just means that we're looking to essentially grow the company because 9 times out of 10, that's what's happening. You're looking for a way to grow the company, to increase revenue, to increase that adjusted EBITDA target. So you're always typically looking to grow. So highlighting those organizational objectives and letting the team know how they play a part in that does help to give a little bit sense of relief, and they're knowing that you are being as open and honest as you possibly can at that moment. Another thing is just making sure that you're keeping the communication channels open on both sides. Let them know, hey, if something comes up, feel free and ask. And if it's something I can answer, I will. If not, and I'll let you know that's either something I don't have full information on right now, or it's something I can't answer right now. So I'll give you an example. I was with a company that filed bankruptcy, and there is a lot of work that goes into filing for bankruptcy. So there was a select team of us that met with the consulting firm that we used, certain decisions that had to be made, but it was not made public to the entire organization. Why? Because people say bankruptcy, that means we don't have money, are we going to get paid? It's time to go. And then everybody starts to jump ship. Well, we filed bankruptcy. We were in and out of bankruptcy in 7 months. There were no layoffs, and every payroll was met, but it was because of strategic planning and because we did not reveal all the details up front. Because one, you don't have all of the details, and two, you want to make sure when you are communicating something that it's accurate information. And so it was once we knew exactly how the process would work is when the information became public to the company as a whole. Another thing to do is just try to keep things as normal as possible. Hopefully there's some sort of recognition or reward system in place. Continue to do that. Continue to come in and say hello. I hope you are coming in saying hello, or if you're remote, checking with the team, having the team meetings, because as long as you're continuing to show up and provide a sense of normalcy, it'll give your team a sense of comfort that at least you have their back, and that as things change that you will keep them up to date. You will still have some people who are a little bit nervous and unsure, about next steps, and that's common. But you want to try to make sure that you're keeping the environment as normal as possible. You want to try to make sure that you're keeping all levels of communication open. And that's as whether it's big or small as it can be. You may think, oh, this is just a small detail and it doesn't matter. It matters to them. So no matter how big or small the information may be, communicate with your team because you're also building trust within your team. Just this exercise alone will give them a sense of trust in you and say, okay, well, they were honest and told me that they couldn't tell me everything, but they were able to give me some information. So just to try to keep those lines of communication open and just continue to encourage the employees that they have, give them a sense of ownership and accountability, and recognize and reward them for their efforts during whatever this time may include. Because when it's all said and done, you may have months of talking about a transition that never even happens. So you'll be a better team at the end of the day for at least the way you were able to handle it while you thought something was going to happen. So stay tuned. I have a couple of more examples of times where I was in the midst of transition that I'll be posting out for you all. So thank you. Let me know if you have any questions related to this or any other type of organizational changes, and I'll be sure to share whatever I can. All right. See you soon.